Hello YouTube modelers, welcome back to my channel. I want to thank all my viewers and subscribers for tuning in. So here is the status of my Monogram Panzerspahwagen. The 8-wheeled military vehicles in military use. So I pretty much assembled the complete hull. I didn't realize they actually included a top piece that makes it look like an engine, so you can leave the hatches open. So I had to detail paint that to stick it in, because once it's sealed up, you can't glue that piece from the outside. It has to be glued from the inside. But for the most part, everything's glued on. There's still a lot more to do, like the portholes, the hatches. But some things I'm not going to glue to here, such as the chains, the ropes, the cables, the tools, because some of them have to be detail painted other than the sand color. So those I'll leave for later. I'll add those on after I spray paint the hull. But things like the wheels I can't really do either, because I have to spray and then detail paint the holes. But the figures I'll do on the side. Didn't realize also the commander figure. Wow, look at that. He's smoking a pipe. He's got the goggles, laced up boots. So anyway, for the most part, I'm going to glue some more things on here, but the gas cans have to be olive green. These will go on it. I'll work on the turret. The flaps will go in. Headlights I'll probably glue, but not the clear lens, because I don't want that to be spray painted. That has to remain clear. So things like that. So that's where I am right now. Alright, so everything's been attached to the armored car. I even put the clear lenses in, so now I have to mask them up for spray painting. So I'll probably pre-shadow with flat black and then start painting it in sand or tan color. When I spray, I'm going to be removing this because I have to spray the bottom of the hull. Spray around here, so, but I just wanted to glue these posts in, so that's why I had to put this antenna on. I also cut these tabs in because pretty much it was a circular cut, and then you're supposed to squeeze the hooks in. But I want it to be more like a Tamiya kit, that you turn it sideways to insert, so in the future you can always pop it back out. The figures are ready for spray painting, the khaki or the sand color, olive drab for the helmet and the gas cans, and everything else will be flat black like the machine guns. And some of the wheels I'm going to pre-shadow in black before spraying in sand. So for them, and of course there's the shovels, the tools, because that I have to spray paint it. I mean paint the shovel head like gray and the axe heads gray. So everything that's not going to be sand colored is done separately, and then aside from this will be the cables, the steel cables, the muffler shields. Those I'll just hand paint. So we're ready for spraying. Alrighty, so I just finished using Testors acrylic flat black to pre-shadow everything. So the biggest part is the hull, or the main part of the armored car. Some of them I pre-painted, like the engine grill, the engine vents, with enamel paint, but for the most part I just brushed, you know, the edges, the sharp corners, and of course the most important is the portholes. I think that's what they're called. And around the toolboxes, fire extinguisher, things like that, around the front shield, just so that when I spray the sand, there'll be some shadow or some, you know, variation in the paint. And of course around the engine vents where it probably gets dirty. But most importantly, pretty much like the hatches, the hatch openings, the door, the hinges, and like I said, the vent portholes. The wheels, I researched it. Those are actually not blacked out, but they are sprayed one color eventually. Of course, when I was pre-shadowing, I got confused and I ended up pre-shadowing the bottom of the tent and not the top of the tent. So I'll have to do that later. This is the inside, the 20mm cannon and the machine gun. So I'm going to leave them in black. The radio antenna, I just randomly gave it a light dusting of black. And of course, the back where the doors are going to be in black. So I just have to remember to put a very light setting when I paint the sand color. This is the gas tanks. And the figures, I just gave it a light dusting around the face and the creases in the clothing, the belt area, so that hopefully there'll be some shadows. And that's pretty much it. Same thing with the figures. And I think that's about it. So tomorrow I will spray the rest of the sand color and hopefully it'll look good. Alright, so here is a glimpse of the model after I painted it with some flat dark tan. I don't have any sand, so the color is a little bit darker pigment, but I think the pre-shadowing worked well with it. If you take a look at it, there is tone variation and some shadowing, especially in hatches and the viewports. So I think it came out pretty well. There's still a little bit of detail painting to do. Some touch up, some overspray of the dark tan got onto the black cannon. But you can see the vents are black because the engine is dirty where it sucks in the air. Still have a bit to do on facial details on the figures, but I started to paint them. So just a little bit more. Have to paint the sausages. Tools are somewhat painted. The jerry cans. The tarp or the tent. So I'm almost there. These are the supports or the supports for the tent. The wheels, I already sprayed it with dark tan, so you see a lot of black and dirt and shadowing. So just a little bit more detail painting to do. Then I'll probably apply the decals, coat it with a dull coat, and then afterwards do a little bit more weathering. But I'm almost there.